So we're going to work the rhomboid. I have my client here, Tara, and I've done some general warming. And I've noticed that she's got some really tight areas up here in the rhomboid. So the first thing I'm going to do to work this region is that I want to shorten this muscle. So I want to bring the arm down behind her, by her side. And in order to do that, we want to pay attention to detail and really make the most out of all the movements. So I can give some nice traction with a gentle pull on her humerus, sliding my hand down to her wrist and holding. Supporting the bend in the elbow, keeping a little bit of traction in. I can wiggle the arm, make sure she's totally loose and relax, and then bring it and lay it back down behind. Then I like to take and scoop that shoulder, kind of reposition the arm, and lay it down. And now this area is really ready for some detail work. Stiff fingers following from the spine to the scapula, which is the area in the direction of the fibers the rhomboids run. I can just assess and feel, and I do feel some areas really, it kind of feels stuck, feel very, very tight right up here in the rhomboid major. So when I come across areas that are really tight like this, one of the things I like to do is just to give pressure on the area where I feel the most tension, kind of right on the epicenter. And then I hold and hold with some direct sustained compression for at least 30 seconds. You need about 30 seconds for the tissue to start responding. And while I'm holding it, I can give some very small little friction to this area. It's not quite as irritating as holding one spot. And then as I feel it releasing, I can move down to the next area of tension I feel. The same idea that I'm holding the pressure on these tender areas. Another tool I can use is a braced thumb. I'm going to take my left thumb here, and then I take the heel of hand on my other side, and I can rest it directly down and give some nice direct sustained compression or some slow stripping. And I'm going to follow the whole angle of the scapula all the way down. I like to complete my strokes all the way to the end. I learned in school joint to joint, and to this day I think that's a great principle to hold yourself to for your massages, to never lose contact with your client and to begin and end each stroke joint to joint. So I have different variations of the stiff fingers that I can apply here. A braced thumb I can apply here, or a nice broad tool is the proximal fifth, or as some people like to say, the elbow. I can come in here and scoop, and I turn my elbow so the point of my elbow is just lateral to the spine. We don't ever want to put pressure directly on the spine, but I want to put it right next to the spine. And then with my lunge, I move forward, and I can use my other hand to brace and move down the erectors and down the muscles all the way to the sacrum. And I usually do that a couple times, altering my pattern. I might come out more laterally now, and I can give some gentle friction across the fibers of the rhomboids and the upper muscles of the upper back. And again, working the border of the scapula. I can also increase this angle of the border by lifting her shoulder up. And then working my fingers right in here into the scapular edge. We're also getting all of those rhomboids, all inferior to superior up along that scapular border. And when we're finished, I like to come back down, grab my arm, and of course I'm going to replace it, put it right back where I found it.